Is a guy that just had a draw his last fight, right? So then, what are we talking about? It ain't really nothing to even talk about. It is what it is. I ain't tripping. You know, it's funny to me. It's all jokes.
So a lot of people go in there and they're very obedient to Tank's power, and Lamont wasn't that, and Lamont wasn't having it. And he said he wasn't having it. He said it before. Y'all tripping. Y'all must be really like tripping. So
make it rough for anybody. But you know, Tank is a different animal too. So it's a great fight. That's why everybody want to see it. You can't just look at it and say, "Oh, he gonna win," or "Oh, he gonna win." No.
Shakur Stevenson believes Gervonta Davis could face serious trouble in his rematch against Lamont Roach. He recalls how Roach already gave Davis a tough challenge in their first bout. Stevenson warns that if Davis isn't fully prepared and performing at his best, the fight could turn disastrous. He also acknowledges Roach's skills, stating that he's no easy opponent, making this rematch one of the most dangerous tests in Davis's career.
They announced it today?
So what do you think, considering you were one of the handful of people to pick Lamont Roach, giving him a tough fight? What do you think?
I think it's dangerous for him to go back in there and fight Lamont. I think Lamont is a hell of a fighter. I can see that going left. So he better be on his A game.
Do you think Lamont won the first fight?
I asked two questions at the same time. Why ain't you shit y'all do that?
You really want to move on to 154 after this fight?
In newly surfaced training footage, Gervonta Davis showcases a remarkable physical transformation that has captured the attention of boxing fans worldwide. He appears more muscular and intense than ever, exuding confidence and focus as he moves through grueling drills with his team. His body language, combined with a cryptic tweet that reads, "Somebody's in trouble," has sparked widespread speculation. Fans interpret this message as a warning to Lamont Roach or anyone else in his path. Boxing legend Roy Jones Jr. shared his thoughts on Davis's fighting style and potential in the upcoming rematch. While acknowledging that boxing is unpredictable and anything can happen, Jones firmly believes Davis brings a rare combination of power and danger. According to Jones, Davis is not just a regular power puncher, is a complete fighter with instincts, speed, and the ability to switch gears mid-fight. This makes him a different kind of beast, capable of sudden, fight-changing moments. Despite the uncertainties, Roy believes Davis's intensity and natural talent will shine when it matters most. The stakes have never been higher for Gervonta Davis. A second loss, especially without any clear excuse, could raise serious doubts about his standing among boxing's elite. One defeat might be dismissed as a fluke or an off night, but another could suggest deeper issues. Critics would inevitably question whether Davis still possesses the tools to dominate at the highest level. His fan base, his pride, and his future earning potential are all on the line in this performance.
Roach, what are we expecting from this fight?
Well, we're expecting Gervonta to just continue to show us his dominance and show us who he really is. It's really a coming out party for Roach, but we kind of haven't seen him a lot. So he gets to show people what he has too. And usually when you get two guys who are boxers amateurs, it's going to equate to a good fight for the first few rounds. But when they're in the pro round takeover, we'll find out, has Roach adjusted to being a pro yet, or is Tank too superior now? And that's where the difference comes in.
Roach is coming up on weight. That, a lot of people keep on saying that's a very big disadvantage for Roach. His power might not transfer to, to this weight class. What do you got to say about that to the critics?
Well, I ain't really got nothing to say to the critics, because most of the time they don't know the hell they talking about no weight, but I was able to carry my weight from 154 to heavyweight. You know how to do it right, when your weight, your punch will come. You don't know how to do it right, then yeah, you're going to lose your punch. So if he's a good, fundamentally sound fighter with a punch, you're going to have a punch at 130, then you're going to have a punch at 140. If he's not really fundamentally that sound, then he won't. That's why Tank's able to jump around. Tank walk between 130 and 140, whatever weight he wants to. Why? Because he's a great fundamental puncher. So his punch will be the same no matter what weight he got on. If you are fundamentally sound, that don't matter. But if you're not fundamentally sound, then yeah, when you move up the weight, you're going to lose your punch.
Shakur Stevenson, widely regarded as one of the most technically gifted boxers of his generation, acknowledged that facing Davis would be his toughest fight to date. He praised Davis's blend of speed, power, and unpredictability, labeling him a legitimate threat. Stevenson openly admitted that a bout against Tank would push him to his absolute limits.
The rematch happening or what? Because I'm ready to see a motherfucker get knocked out again. I'm not here to debate because y'all really go neck and neck for this for the rest of the tournament on who y'all think really won, who y'all think should have won, who y'all think didn't win. This is probably one of the biggest debates that will never be solved. Well, they put up a good fight, I'm not gonna lie, y'all, but damn near seemed like it was set up for them to have another match. Because exactly what Lamont did to Tank the whole first half, that's what Tank did to Lamont the whole second half, so what the fuck? It literally went neck for neck. I feel like it was a tie in my opinion. So hard to even say that though, because you just see so much demolishment from one, and then for it to flip to the other, and it just had your mind like, what? It's really how your mind blown, like what the fuck? I feel like when it came to the decision of the fight, a lot of people were real biased. A lot of people definitely get off of just a personal opinion of the person, a history of liking the person, not off of the fight itself. I will admit that really going into this fight, the first time, I thought Lamont was going to get his shit knocked off. I thought Tank was going to do him in. Now, although Tank did really show him something at the second half, I'm not going to lie, Lamont had him. He stuck with him the whole 12. If you know anything about boxing, especially boxing a motherfucker like Tank, you know that it's to flex the last 12 rounds just as much as it is to beat a motherfucker. The fact that Lamont lasted 12 rounds with him was really getting up, I'm not gonna lie, stinging shit, all 12. It showed that this next match gonna really show who the fucking winner was. I do gotta say, Tank probably gonna come ready for him, but the fact that Lamont came ready for him, as ready for him as he did last match, I ain't gonna lie, I'm scared for both of them. This should be bigger than the Super Bowl, I'm not gonna lie. They say it's supposed to be happening in the summer, which would be a really good way to kick off the summer. Now, I know these two got vengeance out for each other. Regardless of growing up together and fighting together, I'm not gonna lie, y'all. The way that fight went down, I'm not gonna lie, I really feel like this is gonna be history. Like, I can't wait to watch this shit.
In recent statements, Shakur Stevenson made it clear that he's ready and willing to face either Lamont Roach or Gervonta. Especially if Davis emerges victorious, he emphasized that such a fight would be massive for the sport, drawing attention from fans, analysts, and promoters alike. Stevenson believes that a matchup with Davis would showcase elite-level boxing, with both fighters bringing unique strengths to the ring. In Stevenson's view, it wouldn't just be a big-money fight. It would be a legacy-defining moment that could reshape the entire lightweight division.
What would be your hardest matchup? Devin Haney, Tank, or would it be Ryan Garcia?
Nah, Ryan, just X him out. He's trash. It's gonna be Tank. I ain't say it before, but I'm gonna say it like me and him the big fight.
Though Gervonta Davis has acknowledged Shakur Stevenson's quickness and technical prowess, his reaction to a potential fight between them was noticeably reserved. While he didn't rule the bout out, Davis downplayed its potential entertainment value, hinting that it might not deliver the kind of excitement fans typically expect from his fights. He left the door open, saying the fight would happen when the time was right, but his tone lacked enthusiasm. This suggests that while Davis respects Stevenson's talent, he remains unsure whether their styles would blend into the action-packed showdown fans crave.
Me and Tank, it's the biggest fight in the world.
Yeah.
Like, it's gonna be the biggest boxing fight in the world when it happens. I can see it happening not too far in the future.
Really?
I can see it happening. I don't think, like, I think Tank will sign that contract.
Dang.
And I'm going to sign a contract too, so it's
like, you're gonna get it on.
Yeah.
Some boxing observers and fans are skeptical about the real motivations behind the Biscanese versus Roach rematch. There's a growing belief that Davis selected Roach not because he poses the biggest challenge a bit, because he appears beatable, someone Davis can handle with relative ease. At the same time, Roach is being criticized for accepting the bout, primarily for financial gain rather than competitive ambition. This perception has sparked debate about modern boxing's matchmaking integrity, with some fans feeling let down that top fighters may be prioritizing paydays over genuine competition.
Who have Shakur? What have Shakur done? What have he done in the sport? He haven't done nothing. The young one is looking more better than him.
Who that?
The Keyshawn. Keyshawn looking way more better than this. I keep screaming his name. He haven't done nothing. Keyshawn haven't even done nothing.
So what do you say to those who
I
might
keep
be
saying
afraid?
his name for?
So what do you say to those who might be saying that, you know, Tank is afraid of Shakur?
Afraid of what? Afraid of what? Us fighters, if we're afraid of somebody, it gotta be somebody hitting us and hurting us. Like, he don't have no offense. Everything is defense. Defense only win in basketball and football. That shit in boxing.
British boxer Conor Benn recently voiced confusion about the direction of Davis's career. He questioned why Davis continues to call out opponents like Roach if retirement is genuinely on his mind. For Benn, this contradiction raises concerns about Davis's motivation and long-term focus, it's a fair point if Davis is mentally drifting toward the end of his career. Is he still committed to delivering his best performances? Ben's remarks challenge Davis to clarify whether he's still chasing greatness or simply cashing in on his name before stepping away.
Why would I allow you to fight these fights just for you to knock somebody out if it's not a numbers game?
Good question.
The money.
That's the only number that matters.
The money.
Yes.
Okay, so let's get into it. Speaking of money, lots of people have talked about, oh, he's doing this fight for money, and Tank is strategically picking him because in the amateur world, you guys fought twice, right? And you lost, what, both times in the amateur fight. So are you all friends? Are y'all cordial? First, what's the relationship?
We're cordial for
You're
sure.
cordial?
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
He cool to me.
He's cool to you.
Yeah.
And you haven't heard that he said anything differently?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
He has?
No, he hasn't.
He has not.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm
Right.
confirming that. He hasn't said
He has
anything
not said
different.
anything differently. So does it confirm people's suspicion that he purposefully picked you, not only because you're cordial, but because he believes he's gonna knock you out, get the purse, and then you walk away with a nice piece of change?
I mean, you're in the wrong game if you don't think you're gonna beat everybody, like, anyway. But if you're saying specifically pick me because I'm gonna be an easy cakewalk,
yeah,
everybody in the world knows that's not gonna happen. I mean, like, that's not gonna happen. Him personally, he know that. I think he chose me because I am gonna be one of the better opponents that he's faced in his entire career, honestly.
Really?
Yeah.
After their initial meeting, many felt Davis didn't look like his usual dominant self. Whether it was due to distractions outside the ring or a lackluster game plan, his performance raised eyebrows. This time, the narrative is different. Davis appears laser-focused and determined to set the record straight. From the training footage to his media silence, every move signals a fighter who wants to leave no room for doubt. He's not just fighting. Roach is fighting to reclaim his aura of invincibility. With his back against the wall, Davis is aiming for a clear and commanding win that silences all criticism.
I don't know Lamont Roach, but, you know, when you look at Shakur Stevenson, when you're looking at, you know, these other fighters that he should really be fighting, you know, he don't want to do them fights. He wants to retire.
Yeah.
So don't come and but don't come at me and go, oh yeah, let's give it all, you know, very big bollocks, and go, oh yeah, let's give him some stick, and then make out like we want the fight, and then we send an offer over, and then you fight for 15 million, and yet you fight Lamont Roach. Don't do all that. Do you know what I mean?
It was a real offer. That was true then.
It was a real offer. We offered. I said, listen, you keep talking shit. My promoter's going to get back to you in 48 hours. 50 minutes. Initial offer sent over. You know, but was it Unquail didn't let him out to play? His boss didn't let him out. That's it. So he wants to talk about, 50 million. First offer. First offer.
There was room to negotiate.
Of course there was. But he's an idiot. I don't even know if he knows what negotiating means.
In contrast to Roach's active presence on social media and in interviews, Davis has maintained an unusually low profile. This silence hasn't gone unnoticed. Analysts suggest it's intentional, a sign of a focused, distraction-free training camp. By removing himself from the noise, Davis is showing a level of discipline and commitment that speaks louder than any press statement. This quiet intensity has fans speculating that something explosive is on the horizon. Roach may be doing the talking for now, but Davis seems to be doing the real work, preparing to let his fists do the speaking when it counts.
Breaking news, Tank Davis vs. Lamont Roach 2 is set for August 16th in Las Vegas. And this is a rematch of one of the most controversial fights in recent memory, where Roach arguably won 7 to 8 rounds of that fight, and then Tank took a voluntary knee in round 9, which wasn't ruled a knockdown. But ultimately, it was scored a majority draw. Now in the rematch, I do expect Tank to look much better than he did in the first fight. I don't think that was his best performance by any means. And that means being more active in the early rounds, you know, not just staying on the ropes looking for counters. And I'm sure he'll be willing to exchange more with Roach this time around. You know, the left hands, the combinations, the body shots, that's where he had the most success in the first fight. And Roach, he just needs to stick to what made him so successful in the first fight. His forward pressure, staying behind that jab and right hand. But most importantly, he wasn't scared to take it at Tank, but he also didn't get too aggressive. You know, most of Tank's opponents, if they're scared of the power, they'll sit back on the ropes, get slowly broken down. or if they end up getting too aggressive, they get caught with the counterpunch. But Roach, he was sharp that whole fight. You know, I would go Tank in the rematch. I think he has a lot more to show this time around. But Roach did prove to be a very tough test. But you guys let me know who you got.
Criticism can either break a fighter or fuel them on. For Davis, it seems to be the latter. Every move he makes now, from his workouts to his rare comments, feels calculated to silence his doubters. He's pushing himself to new physical limits, fine-tuning. Every aspect of his game, the goal is crystal clear: to show the world that he's still the top dog in the division. This rematch isn't just about Revangeits, about legacy pride and reminding everyone why he became a household name in the first place.
Oh yeah, so we hearing that they got the fight set and scheduled, and it's going to be in Vegas, and it's going to be this August. So yeah, it's basically just been reported. And I'm not going to lie, we knew it was going to happen because they both said they down to do it. They both said they got to do the rematch because it was too close. All I'm going to say is, I'm hoping that boy Tank, because he been quiet lately. Lamont, you been yapping. Talking about you should have won. You keep dwelling on that little almost close win. That boy Gervonta, that Tank, we ain't never seen Tank in this mode. I will say that Lamont, you're a very skilled fighter. But you should be nervous because we ain't never seen Tank like this. He quiet. Like, he's literally hushed, bro. You just see him training. And now out of nowhere, he's like, hey, bro, we can set the fight up. That's actually dangerous. That's actually dangerous when you think about it. Like, dude ain't said a word. Even once the fight was over and pressed, he got the little hat on. He like, yeah, I mean, we could do the rematch. And he said it. I'm going to go in the gym and I'm going to train. I'm going to just be quiet and work. Good match to Lamont. I ain't going to lie. If I was Lamont, I'll be a little nervous. You ain't got to be scared, but I will be a little nervous because usually Tank, he the one that's like, yeah, don't bring your moms to the fight. Don't bring your people to the fight. Dude been real hush-hush lately. I'm not going to lie, y'all. They said the fight set up for August. I might have to go to this one in person. In August is my birthday month. I might have to go to this one in person, bruh. Because this right here, at this point, they're rivals now. This is like the perfect boxing story. They come from the same side of the Sammy the mat, come from the same gym and camp. I'm not gonna lie, they've been at it since they was kids. This like the perfect boxing story, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. We might have to be in there in person. But like I said, y'all already know how I go. When it come down to it, I'm putting my money on my boy Tank. Lamont, you definitely are skilled, and I'm going into this fight knowing that basically I know you gonna put up a good one, but I got my money on Tank. We ain't never seen Tank like this, bro. Dude quiet, and he ain't saying nothing. The fight just got booked. Oh yeah.
As anticipation builds for the rematch, all eyes are on Gervonta Davis' transformation both. Physical and mental suggests a fighter who understands the magnitude of the moment. With his reputation, his legacy, and possibly his future all on the line, Davis appears more determined than ever. Whether it's enough to overcome a hungry and capable opponent like Lamont Roach remains to be seen. But one thing is certain. This rematch isn't just another fight, it's a defining chapter in the story of Gervonta Tank Davis.
Tank out here selling under 150,000 pay-per-views, you kidding me? Oh man, Face the Boxing, yeah, turn that shit off. Yeah, we shutting that shit down. Every single time. Does Shakur really want to fight Tank? I think Shakur could sell a bit more with somebody else, especially in Saudi. I feel like they can find him a dancing partner that'll do a little bit better than 150,000. Okay, I get it. This is why PBC delayed this fight for what, 5 months? Y'all ain't want to pay this motherfucker because y'all know he can't sell. I mean, this should have been evident. If you do the math, Tank has never been that great of a pay-per-view draw. He sold over 300K twice now in his career. He sold over 300K with Ryan Garcia. That's obvious. Ryan's the bigger star. And then he sold over 300 with Martin. He sold about 325. But when we put it in perspective, that Frank Martin fight was a comeback fight after a year layoff, so it was always going to sell. Every comeback fight's going to sell. It was one of the first pay-per-views on Amazon's new PBC deal, so they were really trying to push it. And then he had David Benavidez as the co-main event with Gary Russell and Alberto Puello under them. You take away all those factors that this wasn't a comeback fight. David Benavidez isn't the co-main event, and Amazon has now been in the game for over a year. It makes sense it only sold 150. I know there's going to be a couple of you guys in the comments. No, it sold 500K. Don't be so gullible. They didn't sell 500K. I don't know if Tank's a top... Well, I know for a fact he's not a top 5 draw in the sport of boxing anymore. Well. He's not selling pay-per-views. Bivol better BF just triple him. Well, Jerry, their pay-per-views are cheaper. Don't matter. All that matters is who has more eyes watching him, and Bivol and Better BF do. Tank does not.